Welcome to today's episode of Pardon the Interruption. My name is Elijah Shabazz.
My name is Jasmine Wilson-Johnson.
And today we'll be discussing topics surrounding the world of sports. So for our first topic of discussion, LSU sprinter Jaron Flo was seen in a clip winning a race, beating his chest and screaming. Something that's kind of rare in the sport of track.
Right.
But do you believe that this competitiveness is needed in track?
Absolutely. Like, we are already a non-contact sport.
Right.
We're already, make sure you stay in your lane.
Exactly.
Figuratively and literally. So we're already kind of, at a disadvantage compared to other sports. Like, if y'all want to dunk on a rim, y'all can dunk on a rim and get loud and get rowdy. Your bench gets rowdy.
Exactly.
Like, even with track meets, we can only cheer to a certain point. Like, we can't be running on the field or anything.
Right.
So it's just, we put in so much work. And, especially for rivalries like LSU and Houston, it's, when the buildup of that moment and then you actually, execute, you're going to want to, get in somebody's face and be like, yeah, I just did that.
Right.
Especially if you PR or whatever, So I think it definitely should be normalized. We just have it's so much adrenaline energy that goes into everybody that runs track. So I just feel like it should be normalized. We put in so much work just for, a 24-second race, 10-second race,
I think it's good for the sport of track because, I'm a fan of track. I like watching it, on TV and stuff, if that's the only thing that's on. but I think, that type of competitiveness and, this animation is good for the sport because, as you say, in all honesty, track is probably the most, natural sport there is. If you think about it, if you think back to, a long time ago, what people were doing, they were running, racing against each other. It's just, the most, basic element of all sports. So I feel like it should be a little bit more, actions like that.
Passionate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Actions like that should be,
embraced
embraced rather than, neglected. So, moving on to the next topic. Odell Beckham Jr. was recently traded to the Cleveland Browns from the New York Giants, adding on to their roster, who has some pretty good players. Do you believe that they have a chance to make the playoffs this year?
I'm very sad. Just want to let you know. I'm very sad.
Because you're a Giants fan.
Yes, and whatever hope we had is gone. It's gone.
It's over.
Out the window.
It's over.
But it's okay. The Browns, Giants fans be looking sick, but if you're Browns fans, you're extra sick every season. But coming from one of the worst teams in the NFL, I just feel like, they kind of needed a lot of this. The trades definitely benefited them. But they do have key players, like Odell, obviously, and they have Baker Mayfield at the hand. And then they have also Kareem Hunt coming from the Chiefs. So I just feel like they do have all these different aspects that they could definitely use to their advantage this season.
Right.
Playoffs are kind of iffy for me. I don't want to say 110%. They're going to the playoffs, but I think that they can definitely give some teams a run for their money. But also, just because you have key players doesn't mean that you're going to have, a very highly executed team. You still have to get the team vibe going on.
Right.
So I think this is very, a big step in the right direction for the Browns.
I think it's a good step. A big step in the right direction as well. Last year they were moving forward. They're still not a top tier team in the NFL, but
exactly.
They're just slowly moving in the right direction. I think the addition of Odell Beckham and getting to see more Baker Mayfield, obviously getting Kareem Hunt, having Jarvis Landry as well. I just think that they could possibly. I personally believe that they will make the playoffs this year for the first time since they came back to the league.
We'll see what happens.
Well, moving on from that, the NBA playoffs is here. You have Portland Trailblazers advanced to the second round. The Houston Rockets advanced to the second round. In the Eastern Conference, you have Philadelphia 76ers versus the Toronto Raptors. That would be the second round matchup. And the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics will be playing in the second round as well.
Okay.
What are your predictions for who could possibly win an NBA championship?
I don't know. I really like Milwaukee. I just feel like, they have like a lot of different things that I feel like are different from the other teams. Like just like when you watch them, it's kind of just like you expect like to watch an NBA game, but I feel like you get so much more.
Yeah.
And I like them going like far. I don't know exactly like the whole Golden State situation.
Right.
If they are able to move on to the next round, then I think they will definitely obviously pose as a threat. So I wouldn't say that Milwaukee will win it all in all, but like I feel like they will definitely give other teams like Boston. I think Boston's good too. So I don't know. Like there's a lot of different things like within the teams that are like a lot of strength, but it's just like who is more well-rounded and more equipped. Like,
right. Well, I feel that Milwaukee will make it to the NBA Finals regardless of who they have to face in the East.
Yeah.
But I believe that the Warriors could possibly get upset by the Clippers in the first round because they are also one of the only two teams left in the first round, playing in the first round. Them and San Antonio Spurs versus the Denver Nuggets. That's still a first round matchup that's going on as well.
Right.
I think San Antonio is going to end up winning that, even though they're down 3-2 in the series. I do think they might win. But I believe that if Golden State can pull away from the Clippers and win, that they will end up winning the NBA championship. But I believe that they will face either the Celtics or the Bucks in the finals. Really, the Bucks. I think the Bucks will make it.
Yeah.
But moving on from that, I do think that the Warriors could face the Portland Trailblazers in the Western Conference Finals, which is going to our next topic of Damian Lillard, who recently just scored 50 points in a series-clinching game win over Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round.
Congrats to him.
Hit the game-winning shot from 37 feet.
Did you see his face? Like, afterwards, he was just like straight face, like straight face.
But,
I was just like, okay, like.
But where do you think he ranks amongst the NBA point guards in today's game?
I think that he's a player that is definitely overlooked. Like, we didn't say anything about him regular season. Like, it's kind of just like, I feel like he is now like shining postseason, and I feel like now now he's given the platform to like showcase his talents and everything. And I feel like the point guards that we're used to, like Russell and everybody, like we already know what they're capable of, like his triple doubles and all that stuff. Like we already know the stats of Russell, but we are just now like looking and tapping into what Lillard can do, and so I feel like
that adds another dynamic to what I was going to say. Because I never thought of it that way, honestly. I'm like, you expect Russell to get triple doubles.
Right.
You expect Steph Curry to make threes
all the time.
You expect Kyrie to do crazy crossovers and finish. They all come in clutch.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, but
so now we have to get like a trademark almost.
Yeah. With Damian, I just think like he's honestly, obviously he's been overlooked, underrated. I think him playing in Portland plays a part in it too, because people like the occasional basketball fans don't really know about him, but like if you're really a like diehard NBA fan, you know that Damian Lillard has always been a problem. But I just feel that he's probably the most unpredictable player because he has so many different aspects to his game. Like it's not just his scoring that can like pop out to people. You can tell he's competitive. what's rare is that he's not really like an emotional type of player who's like yelling, screaming, pounding his chest.
Which is what the NBA is like.
Which is what the NBA is.
Wants.
Right.
And they commission is.
He doesn't complain to refs all the time
Yeah.
or stuff like that. He just really just stays in his own lane and plays his game, and like just keeps himself, like we said, his face is really just all the time. So yeah.
I'm excited though to see.
Yeah. Well, moving on to the next question. Do you think a LeBron-less playoffs is bad for the NBA? He missed the playoffs for the first time since 2005. And
Well,
I personally believe that it's good for the league.
mhm.
Because you get to see different players and different teams try to get to the stage where LeBron is just grown accustomed to
Like
being.
have somebody else have the
Right.
spotlight.
But I also believe it's good for the league because we sadly are coming close to the end of LeBron's career, which people don't really realize, but he's definitely in the last part of his career. So in a couple of years there will inevitably be a LeBron-less playoffs because he'll be retired. So I just feel like it's about time for different stars and different teams to take over what he pretty much has made his, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's like obviously going to be weird for like fans and everything because like we've grown accustomed to like cheering him on, and regardless of what team he is, like even if he was, to go to the playoffs in LA,
Right.
we will cheer for LA, not necessarily as a team, but for him.
For him.
And like you said, I mean, you just have to understand that, there is a new season of, people even entering the draft. Like now we're looking at all these other prospects in the NBA and those seasoned in the NBA that are starting to, come into their own. So it's just, it's sad, it's weird, it's a weird vibe, but I think like you said, it's like kind of like a breath of fresh air,
Right. Well, adding on to that, who do you think has the most, who do you think will take over LeBron's throne when he leaves? I believe that is going to be Giannis, the Greek freak. I mean, 6'11", point guard pretty much, 7'6" wingspan.
I like my Milwaukee.
He's just one jump shot away, literally, from probably being the most unstoppable player in NBA history.
You think he, like, for me, I feel like when I think of a next LeBron, I think of somebody that's going to be, like, as well-rounded as LeBron, as competitive, and, like...
He's definitely competitive. I mean...
And just to, like, which I do like Giannis because what LeBron does is recruit for the